Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry that it's been a while since I've posted on here, a little while. So basically last time I posted, I think I did a video on luxury bags under £500, and someone actually reminded me in one of the comments. They said, oh, are you doing the under £1,000 next? Because that's what I said that I was going to do. So I've been meaning to do this for a while. I've been sort of juggling various balls. I've been posting quite a lot on TikTok, still been doing cameos, and mostly I've just been doing a lot of recently I've been really, I think, hitting TikTok quite hard, just because I've been feeling quite inspired to create things on there, and it's actually involved quite a lot of editing. So but I'm back here, I'm back on YouTube, and I really love creating this longer form content. So yeah, today's video is going to be the bags under £1,000. And I thought, maybe we could try and make it a little bit more relaxed, a bit more of a conversation, rather than sort of just showing you bags, sort of, being like this bag and this bag. I thought maybe we could, like I said, have a bit of a conversation. So the first brand that I thought that I would start with was Stella McCartney. So as I was looking through, I thought, I really want to do this video before I lose the light, because obviously it's getting dark quite early, and we're in January now, but it's still getting dark quite early, and I thought, wait, I really want to do this. And I was looking through bags, and I thought, I don't want to force it and sort of be looking for bags. I really want to talk about what I'm already passionate about, the bags that I've already seen, that I already love. But when I looked for the bags, what I realised was that most of what I had in my wish list, it's not that most of the bags in my wish list are over that amount, it's that they're either over or under. So obviously previously I did the under £500 bags, and I didn't feel like I could, I'm sure I could do another video on that, but I didn't feel I could do another one directly after I had done that. And most of the bags that I really like at the moment that are in my wish lists are either over the £1,000 mark or under the £500 mark, and I was looking for between 500 and 1,000. So I was like, right, I have to do a little bit of looking. But I did find a few that were already in my wish list, and then I found a few more. So I thought we would start with Stella McCartney. There's a really, really beautiful bag. It's the Falabella bag, and it's absolutely stunning. Do you know what? I'll put some photos up here, but the photos here really don't justify it. You have to see the photos where it's actually on the model in the various ways that it can be worn, because I think it can be worn sort of, as the full sort of square, but it can also be, especially the larger one, they can also be doubled over. And so you're really getting two very different, very beautiful looks. And yeah, I think this is a really, really stunning bag. Oh yeah, I was saying I haven't actually added the photos of the model because I wasn't sure whether that, that would be okay, putting in a photo of another person. So that's why I've just put in these photos here. Now I've looked at, I think the price is underneath them as well. I looked at the medium and the mini. Now just be careful, don't mix up the mini and the tiny, because the tiny is much smaller than the mini, and I don't know how much you're going to fit in that. So just don't get those two mixed up. But yeah, I think the two I've added here are the medium and the mini, and yeah, these are really beautiful bags, and I do really love that they're so versatile. I like that they're really casual as well. You can sort of throw a lot of things in there, it's sort of kind of a tote bag, and I really like it for that. Stella McCartney as a brand is also really big on being environmentally friendly, so yeah, they're a really great brand for that, with their clothing included. I actually really love some of their clothing. They have some really individually different things. I think they did what did they do? There's a really, really cool knitted jumper that I think they did not the autumn winter collection of last year, but the year before, and it's sort of like a gamer's knit. It's like a gamer's knit dress, really, really cool. They do some really awesome things. But yeah, this is probably my favourite bag by them. They have some other bags in that price range as well. They like quite a few brands sort of in the last season, they did some bags with the faux fur. I think we need to be careful with that, because I think that could definitely be a trend, and it's something that might work a lot better in winter than it does the rest of the time. So if you want a bag that's really going to work and continue to work, I think it might possibly, unless you're really, really into that, might possibly be a good idea to stay away from that, or to give it a lot of thought, and just to be sure that you're not going for it as a trend before you do. But yeah, this Falabella bag, absolutely beautiful. So then, what are we going to talk about next? I thought we could talk about YSL. Now, YSL is definitely usually over the £1,000 mark, but I did have a look, and what I did manage to find were some envelope clutch bags. Now, again, I wouldn't go for a clutch bag unless it's the sort of thing that you wear, unless you're inclined to wear them. Some of them are absolutely beautiful, but I know for myself that I tend not to wear clutch bags for practicality reasons, just because I know that I never like to have anything, I don't like having to carry anything in my hand, even having something on my shoulder. I actually am completely fine with having something on my shoulder, except when I go shopping, because I find when I go shopping I want to do things, and I constantly find them quite often falling off. So that's why I really like crossbodies, so that, you know, I can be completely hands-free, and I really love that. So again, but you know yourself whether clutches are the kind of thing that you're into or not. So, but I thought I would add these. I think it's the envelope clutch, or the monogram clutch, and they are very beautiful bags. And if you are trying to get something by YSL under that £1,000 mark, it's an option. They do have options that are between the £1,000 and £1,500 mark, so maybe I'll do that category next. So what was the other? The next brand I wanted to talk about was Christian Louboutin. And you know what? They're obviously a really, really well-known brand. Like, even if you don't know anything about luxury, which I didn't for a very long time, Christian Louboutin is probably a brand that you would have heard of, a brand that you would know of. But when I see a lot of luxury influencers or like luxury YouTubers talking about designer fashion, I find that usually Christian Louboutin isn't something that's mentioned, which is really interesting. Like, probably years ago, maybe back in the 2000s, but now it seems to be a brand that most people aren't talking about. And it really confuses me because, you know, the bags, I don't know what the resale value is, but the bags, I think, are really, the prices are a lot lower than what we're seeing by most of the other brands. I mean, we're seeing maybe mostly between 1,000 and 1,500. You're seeing quite a lot, I think, by Christian Louboutin. And I wanted to add this bag in particular, which is under the £1,000 mark. I managed it. And this is beautiful. It's an embellished bag. I obviously sort of like my embellishments. I like things that stand out. I love studs. I love spikes. I love colour. But I mean, I think it's also, I mean, obviously with the colours it might not go with everything, but it's also important to bear in mind that it is based on black. So I think considering that, it would actually go with a lot of things. But yeah, I think it's a really great brand that shouldn't be forgotten about, especially in terms of handbags, because their handbags are a lot lower in price than a lot of the other brands that we're seeing, and they do create some very unique pieces that are often also based in black, so you can still wear them with, you know, they would still go with various things. What was the last brand that I wanted to talk about? The last one I thought we would talk about is Tory Burch, and I know I've mentioned them before. There's a bag that I talked about before that has actually been reduced. I think the original price might have changed, but it is still reduced now, and it's this sort of, it's this pink fuchsia bag, which is almost, it looks almost like it's knitted. It's really beautiful. I think I talked about it when I was creating a video on different bags in fuchsia, and I think this bag is really special. But they're also a really great brand to look at if you're wanting to look at a sort of a lower price range. So I added a few in. There was one in particular that was, now they do bags in black, but there was one bag in particular that was quite individual. This bag here with all of the different colours. Now, I wouldn't usually go for these colours. I certainly wouldn't usually go sort of for the brown. It's not a colour that I wear a lot, but I thought this was really individual, really beautiful and unique. I think there's another bag that I looked at there as well. Yes, the bag in the blue. I don't usually go for blue either, and I would definitely say, you know, if you're going to invest in a bag, make absolutely sure that it's a bag that is going to go with everything, with most of what's in your wardrobe. No matter how much you love it, you have to make sure that it's going to go, because if you're never going to wear it, there's not going to be a lot of point, and you don't want to end up feeling regret from that. But I thought there was just something about it. So I've actually I've looked at the photo, I've included the photos, like I think the back and the front, so that you can really see sort of the shape of it, which I thought was really quite different. So Tory Burch is definitely a really great brand to look at. And I think, should we call it honourable mentions? If you're interested in sort of that lower price range, that lower bracket, I would definitely say, I know that Michael Kors, you know, not everybody's into Michael Kors, but I feel like over the last few years, what they create has really expanded, and they create some really different bags now, and there's sort of a really broad range. Coach is also a good one to look at. Again, that's probably going to be mostly under the £500 mark. Some of them are sort of above the 500, some of them are quite a bit below. So again, that's another really great brand to look at. So those are all the thoughts I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this small selection. a lot of you might know that I create about fashion, but I also sort of create about positivity and stepping up, and some of that sort of combines in with my ASMR content, so I'm going to try to do more of that soon as well. For anyone who's interested in working with me in any way, check the links below. I'll leave that in the link description. I will try to leave links to all of the bags that I've shared in the description below as well, and also my handles. I'll leave my Instagram handle, my TikTok handle is the same. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I forgot to say that if you haven't subscribed and you like this style of content, then it would be really, really great if you could subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit the bell button so that you can be notified every time I post a new video. Also, comments, very, very much welcome. I love conversation. So if we could get a conversation going, you know, with everyone who's actually interested in this topic and who's passionate about fashion, then let's do it. And yes, I will see you very soon.